ready. Today it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And that's going to be a Chiefs first down as he gets it up past the 35. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Pacheco gets it up the gut, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's the linebacker, Matt Milano, getting up and stopping him for a loss. The Chiefs at 2-10 now on the year, and they come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here. Losers of 5 straight.
And far be it from me to go ahead and go gloom and doom, right? If they fall down 7-0, 14-0, all of a sudden the sun.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. So after the INT, it's Allen. His throw incomplete. So this game, Charles, you know, we talked about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that, and by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, and now they look up at a 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Allen. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bills are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. They fake the give. Now Mahomes.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
Teron Johnson able to pick it. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Now Allen. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches.
That pass is caught by Hardy.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Tyler Bass out for the Bills field goal.
From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and this will remain a one-touchdown game.
Trying to build on that opening drive touchdown, but the drive stalls out. And then you get the missed field goal here, so they wound up with nothing to show from drive number 2.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now 2nd and 3. A give right side for Pacheco.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Hey, Ripley.
Here's Mahomes to throw.
Throw left side, complete to Tony.
And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Hines now on the return.
It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Yeah, you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line.
So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched the playoffs. turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Jody Fortson, his first touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from evening this one up.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. Extra point by Butker is on target, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Nyheim Hines now out of his end zone. Escapes the defender. Past midfield, look out. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Buffalo. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
They'll try the middle with Cook, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. You talk about this Chiefs defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
On 2nd down, here's Allen. They'll look down the field here for Kincaid. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. And since they still have 10 yards to go, they'll just say, let's roll this over to 3rd down and decline it.
Let's just be honest about it. If you can't get them off the field on 3rd and 10, then something's wrong with your defense anyway. No sense in taking that penalty.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. He had a man open, but he
missed him, and it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and the Bills will add on to their lead. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Well, this defense for the Bills, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. After one, 17-7 is our score. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw, it's Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Here's 2nd and 10. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 46. They go play action. Now Mahomes. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot, and here another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Mahomes going to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Leonard Floyd in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
That his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Teron Johnson able to pick it, and the Bills will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ball game.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
Now a little bit of space there for Cook that time as he winds up getting about 7 there on 1st down.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
from the 48-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3.
To the air, Allen. This is caught. It's Hardy. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 23 yards the pickup there. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now 2nd and 9.
Allen. And it's caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Cook. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Here's Allen to throw it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to hold that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. To throw, it's Allen. He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. A 5-yard touchdown catch, and the Bills are able to add on to that lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
This 2nd and 4.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete.
And he will have a Chiefs first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
2nd and 2 at the 38-yard line.
Now a 2nd and 2.
15.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
And the Bills are going to take over at their own 41.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. They run the counter with Cook. Able to slither by.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Operating from the red zone now, Allen.
And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown.
A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Bills are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
Now, the PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play.
And they'll accept that penalty.
Tyler pass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now McKinnon to start the drive. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down.
They'll check this one down to Pacheco.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, first down. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Chiefs 7.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Starting the third quarter with Cook. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Again, it's Cook. 42 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
3rd and 2. Throwing now is Allen. They'll fire this deep for Hardy. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. Fielded at about the 28. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. A dump down to McKinnon. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. No doubt about it, a really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
A quick throw into the hands of Hardy. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Third and 5.
Allen going to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Taken from just outside the 30. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over.
Well, after he punted that ball, he's probably frustrated that they had a sizable return against his punt, but he made amends by stepping up to make the tackle.
Yeah, he made amends and probably covered a few of his teammates who didn't handle it very well, because once the return breaks like that, you're thinking touchdown, and he prevented it with a nice play.
Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
From the 46, here's second down and 8.
Throwing now is Mahomes.
They'll set up the screen to Pacheco.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Now Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. The 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there, because to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's second down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Now here's Mahomes. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage. But I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long.
Looking to throw is Mahomes.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out.
They'll run here with Pacheco.
And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
They'll try again, and this time he's going to lose yardage as they push him back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
This likely a must-have, 3rd and goal. Here's Mahomes to throw. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked and multiple players broke through the line to get him. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The 4th down pass from the 5 falls incomplete, and the Bills' goal line stand is going to get them the football back. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Here's Cook again, and able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage. They're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now a 2nd and 10. And now they'll throw with Allen. Flush to his right. That'll be taken in by Damiere Byrd. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff. Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now,
and he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 77 yards rushing for him now to this point.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space. Maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here.
The kick by Bass is good. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
At the 25-yard line.
Mahomes now to throw. And he drops it in. Struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Ed Oliver able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's the Chiefs punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And they take a knee. And they'll indeed take a knee. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you can win a lot of games in this league. And this felt